Hey folks, this is Charlie from WP Site. We are going to go over the WP Site Content Resharer Pro plugin today. I'm going to go through all the various options of this plugin so you know how to set it up. So let's just get right to it. Once you've actually uploaded the plugin to your WordPress, go ahead and activate it. And as soon as it's active, you'll see this tab on the left. So go ahead and click that, and we'll start the setup. As you'll see, it has 4 tabs underneath here. One is called Accounts, the next is called Global Messages, then we have Exclude Posts, and then we have a Help tab. We're currently under Accounts, and since we are just setting this up, let's add a new account. And we're going to start with Twitter. And I'm just going to call this my test Twitter account under the account name. Now this account name can be anything you want to call it. It's really up to you. It's a good way to remember which account you've connected. So for example, if I wanted to be more specific, I could say my WP Site test Twitter account. That's probably more appropriate. And we know it's Twitter. And we know that for this account, I am going to want to share maybe once every hour. I can share almost every 15 minutes, so that's what this 0.25, which is listed in hours, references. So go ahead and just slide this to how frequently you would like to share content to this account for this particular account we're setting up, okay? So I'm going to share actually every 15 minutes, so that would be 0.25. Now that I have that, I have to go ahead and connect the account. So all these social networks, whether it's Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn, they all require API keys or tokens so that this plugin can talk to the social network to be able to send the content to the network. And you can click on the Help tab here, which will actually give you detailed instructions of how to get these keys. So for example, in this case, we are looking at Twitter. And to get the API key, I just literally go, I'm going to open this in a new tab. And when I go to Twitter here, you could just go to the Twitter developer page, which I have already done. And when I get there, you could create a new app. I've gone ahead and already created the new app, but there's nothing fancy about that. Just go ahead and create a new app. Once you've created the app and you go inside of it, this section right here, keys and access tokens, will give you your API key and API secret token. That's what you need. And then you have the access tokens down here. So all you need to do is go ahead and copy and paste those tokens directly into here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Don't worry, I'm not too afraid that you're going to copy my tokens. It really is meaningless. Plus, I'm going to go reset these anyway. This is just a test account. But I wanted to set it up in front of you live just so you could see how all this works. So now that we've have this set, I'm going to go ahead and continue to the content section. And the content section, or the content tab here, basically outlines what we're sharing. So I would like to share the title of the post. I could choose excerpt, though keep in mind excerpts are usually long and Twitter has a 140 character limit. So on Twitter, these are going to get cut off unless they're shorter than 140 characters. So I actually prefer title. You can also select hashtags or no hashtags. So right now we have it set to no hashtags. But I could actually set it so that it uses the posts tags. I can actually have it set so that it uses the first category that has been assigned to the specific post. Or I can do custom hashtags where I can say, you know what, call this hashtag content and maybe awesome, right? So that's another way I can do this. But for now, I'm just going to say, you know what, we don't want any hashtags. I can also use a bit.ly URL shortener. Right now, if you don't use this, it'll just use the short URL of your post. But if you want to set up bit.ly, all you need is to go get your access token and insert it right here. We're not going to use bit.ly at the moment, but you can if you'd like to. And the next option here is to include a link. So I'm going to check that because obviously we want to drive traffic back to our site, so I definitely want to include a link. So that's going to go right there. And then this option here, which says include featured image, basically means do you want to attach the image to the shared content? And we absolutely do. Images drive more traffic than views, so I suggest you keep both of these checked. Okay, now that we've gone through content, we can go through the post filters. This is where it gets really sophisticated. So we can actually tell Content Resharer Pro to only share posts that are between a certain age limit. So for example, right now by default, which I believe is, the best selection, we are going to share all posts between now, so 0, and 365 days. Keep in mind these units are in days, but I can bring that down to only share posts within this month, which will be, or within the last 30 days, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to say, you know what, since we're trying to share all of our evergreen content, let's share all of our content over the last 365 days. Okay? Or 364, no problem. Additionally, I can set the Content Resharer Pro plugin to only share posts, which is what I want right now. But if you also wanted to share pages, you absolutely could. Other post types will show up here if you have them as part of your theme. As I said, this plugin is super robust, so it picks up on all the post types. Secondly, you have categories. Right now I have it sharing across all categories. However, if you just wanted to share only the fashion category, for example, you absolutely could, and you would just deselect these. But I'm going to go ahead for this Twitter account. I want to share everything, so let's go ahead and just keep all of them checked. And there you go. Now that we've set that up, we just click Save, and Content Resharer Pro will go ahead and save that. And now you'll see my first account is here. And you'll see that the account status here shows good, which means my connection to Twitter is working. If it isn't, you'll get a message that says it is not connected and how to correct that situation. Additionally, you see the on button here, which says that this account is currently being shared. And I can turn that off by clicking here, for example. And now the account is not sharing at all. And this is useful when you want to stop sharing to a specific account, but you don't want to actually delete the account. So that's why we've created that. But I'm going to keep that on, so let's turn it right back on. And all looks good. So that's great. Everything is looking really good there. And you can see the reshare frequency. You can edit the account. You can delete the connection and reconnect if you'd like, or you can disconnect right here. We're not going to do that right now since we just set this up. And then also I can even do a quick test and say reshare now, which would actually post to my test account just so I know it's working. And as you can see, we have some great sophisticated logic here that actually shows you that after I clicked reshare now, that the action worked perfectly. In fact, if I was to go to my Twitter account and just refresh, you'll see that there you go. There's a post right now from 25 seconds ago with the image, the link, the title, everything we talked about. It's awesome. So that's great. Let's go back. And by the way, this reshare now is a great tool because it also shows you exactly the log or response that the social network sent us, and this is useful for troubleshooting. A good way to figure out whether you're connected or not. But luckily, our plugin is already sophisticated enough to know whether you're connected or not, and all you have to do is just look at the account status and then make sure that sharing is on. All right, so you know what? Let's go ahead and add another account.